There's an estimated cost nationwide of about $10 billion each year in wildlife vehicle collisions, not to mention the loss of life that can accompany it. We began this wildlife collision study to identify wildlife collision hotspots. Where are these hotspots occurring in the state? We chose hotspots that also had stream crossings. They either have a bridge or a culvert or a pipe of some kind. And the reason we chose that is because it's possible that wildlife are using those crossing structures to get to the other side of the road. And it's also possible that if they're not using them, maybe we can modify them so that they are able to use them. So at each hotspot site, we monitored wildlife with game cameras or trail cameras, people call them, usually affixed to trees or T-posts along the road. Essentially, we want to know who's there from a wildlife perspective. The species that are most represented in the collisions in New Hampshire are going to be white-tailed deer. There are also substantial numbers of collisions with black bears and moose in the northern part of the state. Most collisions are going to occur right after sunset in the fall. So that's the time of year that drivers should be extra cautious and vigilant. And particularly when we move from daylight saving time back to standard time, animals are not aware of this. Suddenly, human behavior has changed dramatically in one day, and everybody's doing their evening commute now in the dark. And that happens to coincide with deer mating season, when the deer are moving on the landscape a lot. This project is funded by and works very closely with New Hampshire Department of Transportation. We'll make site-by-site recommendations based on our results for mitigation strategies that could reduce collisions. And so this site, as you can see, it's obviously filled with water. So animals aren't going to be using this typically. And you can also see there's a little bit of scouring where the water's coming out. And so that implies that perhaps this would be a site that would be broadened or made larger. And it would also be a good candidate to have one of those critter shelves where an animal that's coming and trying to cross the other side would have a means to get onto that shelf and get to the other side of the road without swimming. It's a win-win situation where if we can reduce these collisions, the wildlife win, they have better survival and they have connected habitats, and humans also avoid vehicle collisions.